Hi everyone, we are going to start in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much for joining on time and thank you YP for coming. I'm going to do
My
the
pleasure,
introductions
Lian.
and all that later.
Yeah. I'm just taking this opportunity to say hi to people and getting to know them a bit better. Yeah.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Feel free
yeah,
to.
yeah. So with Lian's permission, feel free just to unmute yourself, and say hi and just share a bit about what you do and where you're from. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Nagaraj.
Yeah, my name is Nagaraj. I'm in Bangalore. I
Bangalore.
have,
Okay.
yeah, India, and I have been trained and certified by Mr. Arfin Khan for life coaching. So
Okay.
I'm practicing his coaching method of Incredible You program.
Okay. Fantastic.
That's my little introduction for you. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Nagaraj. Okay.
Thank you.
So who wants to go next? All these are always opportunity for us to get visibility, isn't it? When we get opportunity to share, don't be shy. Yeah. So
Hello.
can we? So Borun, do I get your name correctly?
Yes, Mr. Lai. It's Borun, and I'm from a place called Darjeeling in India.
Okay.
It's up in the hills in the Himalayas, and just
Okay.
like
Wow.
Nagaraj, I've also just joined the coaching industry very,
Okay.
very recently. It's beginning of this year, ideally. So I'm just kind of setting up, getting my feelers around. I'm also with Arfin Khan, but I actually intend to. I initially started as my own.
Okay.
But then I, got influenced and, decided to take that route.
Okay.
But yeah, good to be over here and looking forward to what you have to present, Mr. Lai.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's joining this episode of the SuperCoach Mastermind. And thank you, YP, for getting started and warming up.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's amazing to see all the familiar faces from all over the world. And just like YP asked in the beginning, please put on the chat box the city and the country that you're joining from, because I'm sure just as much as I know you, YP must be looking forward to understand where you guys are joining from, right? So go to the chat box, put your city and your country. So far, we have people from Colombo, Sri Lanka. We have Kangwe from Malaysia, Borun from India, Anum from Karachi, Pakistan. Sia from South Africa, Johannesburg.
Wow.
Superb. So we've noticed as the sessions go, we have Dinili joining from Colombo, Sri Lanka. So we've noticed as the session goes, we have people joining in as well. So we'll definitely have more and more people joining in. But to respect everyone who's joined on time, I'm going to get things started. Who is excited? Can I see your hands up if you're excited? Right. So today's session is a very, very, very special session for two reasons. One is this is the very first time I'm having a guest speaker. Right? All this
wow,
time
I'm honored. I'm
the
honored.
yeah. And it's an honor and a privilege for me to have a person like YP Lai to come on my platform and to speak to all the super coaches as our first guest of honor. And let me tell you guys why. Because see, there are so many people out there, but I'm glad that I managed to get YP as the first person for many, many reasons, right? So I get to know YP through BNI. I'm a part of BNI Business Network International. It's a group of it's a international global movement and organization where we are redefining how people do business. It's available in so many countries. So I met this gentleman through a recommendation of one of my friends. And he has been the person who introduced and brought BNI into Thailand, Vietnam, Korea, and Philippines. You can imagine, right? So he's a powerhouse inside the BNI world, right? And he has, needless to say, helped thousands of business owners over these years worldwide to improve their businesses, to change their mindset, and to change their businesses, and thus changing their lives as well. But here's the interesting part. Being such a big name in BNI, being such a regional director in many countries, right? And country director of many countries, he's one of the most humble and genuine people I've met. And despite of his stature, he's very approachable. And he has a true giving nature in him. And because the lifeblood of BNI, we always say, givers gain. And he's a true giver. And he's always willing to give his knowledge, share his knowledge, and help someone. And that's how our relationship is also made. YP has advised me, helped me, shown me how things are done, and I've learned a ton of things from him. And I was thinking, why wouldn't I bring him to our SuperCoach community? Because I've started SuperCoach community to help all of you guys. And I felt if there is one person who should come on this platform, it needs to be YP, and we need to start with him. But his about him is not going to stop there. I usually don't like long introductions, but you know, YP is a very interesting person. He's an author, he's a global trainer, he's an international keynote speaker, and a certified dream coach, right? So we are actually truly privileged and lucky to have this gentleman here. That's why I actually wanted all my SuperCoach community to come and you know, experience this. Even if you guys don't listen to me, I think what he's going to say today is going to be like gold pouring out of his mouth, right? He's going to teach all of you guys, as he has been teaching business owners worldwide, how to become wealthier, healthier, happier, and have more time with your families doing what you like to do, because he has mastered this thing called work less, earn more. How many of you would like to work less and earn more? Can I see a raise of hands? All of us, right? So he has mastered this, and he has this 7 masteries of work less and earn more system, which I will let him talk about it towards the end of the session. But you know, without spending much more time, my introduction can go way longer because I'm finding more.
Thank you.
But without taking more time, let me invite YP to start talking and deliver today's topic, which is going to be very, very, very useful for coaches. Secrets to becoming a highly paid coach, speaker, or consultant. How many of us wants to get highly paid? Can I see a raise of hand? Yes or yes? Awesome. YP, over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Lian. Thank you for the honor and the privilege, you know, for being able to present to the super coaches here. Now, before I begin, okay, can I just ask you a question? How many of you have got a very important message in your heart? There is some message that you want to deliver to the world, okay? If that's you, type me into the chat, okay? Type me into the chat. Yeah, although not everybody may see it, but I can definitely see it. Type me into the chat, okay? Right. Fantastic. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people who want to be coaches, consultants, speakers, and trainers, because you are the people. You are the people. I better not use the word you. We are the people that impact, okay? We impact the world, we impact communities, we transform lives, isn't it? From the message that we have, okay? So that's why, you know, it's something that I really want to do to help, you know, coaches, speakers, trainers, and consultants to be really, really successful. Okay, so let me just jump into my PowerPoint. Okay. So, although it says 7 secrets to become a highly paid coach, speaker, trainer, or consultant, how many of us here as a coach, speaker, trainer, or consultant, we are so passionate in what we do that we don't mind doing it for free? Yeah, if you speak to most coaches, they don't mind doing it for free. But at the same time, hey, there's reality, isn't it? We still get it to feed ourselves and our family, isn't it, right? So why wouldn't we do something we are passionate about? Why wouldn't we transform humanity? Why wouldn't we make the world a better place? At the same time, earn good money so that we can provide the best things in life to the people we love. Is that good? And once you've got, a lot of financial resources, guess what you can do? You can then go back and help people, help what do you call that? You can help non-profit organizations. You can do so much more when you are in a better financial place yourself. Okay, so this is the basis. So it's not all about making lots of money just for yourself. It's also making lots of money so you can help more people. Later on, I may, if I got time, share a little bit about the social entrepreneurship that I get myself involved in. Okay, right. Okay. So what's the first secret? Okay. Before I go for a secret, by the way, as Lian has introduced me, I've spent 30 years going all around the world, every single continent on earth, except I think Antarctica. It's the only place I've not gone and trained people, okay? Yeah, every single, continent I've trained, I've helped real people in real lives, real challenges, get real results, okay? So I've done all the keynotes, and obviously this is from BNI. I've done it, with 4,000 people in Bangkok, the next day in Warsaw, Poland. I've done all the big gigs, I can do things online or offline. Okay, so I've done all the various channels or platform of training, coaching, speaking, and I guess after all these 30 years, I've learned something. Okay, so I summarize it into 7 things. Right? Oops, I forgot to mention. Oh no, Lian already mentioned that already. I'm an Amazon bestseller. I've got 3 books on Amazon. They're all Amazon bestsellers. And just remind me later on, okay, any one of you, to give you a free copy of this book, okay? So that we might give to you a free copy of Amazon bestseller, right? Okay. So what's the first secret, okay? And by the way, you are all coaches, trainers, speakers, and consultants, so you would probably know most of this, but take it as a good refresher, okay? Right. Now, the first one, I think the most important is be authentic, be your real self. Nowadays, the crowd out there, the public, they are already jaded. They're already jaded with, all the canned scripts, with the, I'm going to say carefully here, all these artificial personas that people trying to be something they are not. Okay, so they are tired. They want to talk to people authentic, people who speak from the heart, and your audience will know that. Okay. Right. So there is a saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So be your authentic self. Don't pretend to be, Anthony Robbins copycat or somebody else copycat, Be your genuine self. And why do I put the frog here, When your message goes out there, okay, there will be people who can identify with you. I use the example Tony Robbins, and I love Tony Robbins. I've got most of his book. I've attended his programs. He's really good. But no matter what, he's the number one, personal development guru in the world. There are still some people who cannot identify with him. Why? Because of maybe the character or the personality or so on. But they can identify with you. Why? Maybe they want to identify as somebody more down to earth or more real. Is this making sense? Yeah, okay. So be authentic as a reminder that you, okay, when you share, you're sharing from the heart, you're sharing from your position. Okay? Do not try to be, I would say, if you try to be somebody else, they can see that you're a copycat, and it's also okay to be authentic and vulnerable. As a speaker, as a coach, as a consultant, as a trainer, it's okay to be vulnerable. Meaning that you sometimes show people that, whoops, you can make mistakes also. And people see that you are human, people can identify with you a lot more. When you try to pretend to be perfect, to be Mr. 100% perfect, guess what? People will then start to look for the holes. Oh, he's not like that, he's not perfect, and so on. Okay? So when you pretend to be perfect, I use the word pretend because none of us are perfect, right? Right? So, when you try to be perfect, people look for faults. But when you come up openly and tell people, hey, I'm me, I'm sharing with you what works for me and my friends, and I hope that it will work for you too, So this is being really genuine, isn't it, right? Good. As I go through each of these secrets, I'm also open to you asking any questions or any clarifications, right? So the first one I want to share is just simply be authentic, be yourself. you would be able to attract your clientele. Don't worry about it. Okay, right. So the second one is to know your positioning. Although I use all these four, but these are all four separate things. To be a coach, to be a consultant, to be a trainer, to be a speaker are four different areas. And in fact, there's a little bit more. Okay, so you got to know your positioning. And once you know where you want to position yourself, then you can be a leader. Okay, so I use the horses because as a pack of horse, the lead horse is the one that's usually the one that guides the whole pack ahead. I'm sure that in your industry you want to be the leader, right? But the leader in which industry? So I'm going to share with you some thoughts. Okay, so if you're a coach, consultant, speaker, trainer in that industry, there's actually quite a few areas you can specialize in. Corporate trainer. There are some people who just specializes in training companies. And in certain companies, I'm not sure in the countries you come from, I'm originally from Malaysia. They've got something like HRDF, Human Resource Development Fund. This is a government fund that companies can use to train their employees. So if you just be a corporate trainer, it's a good gig because companies have got money from the government to give to you, right? But then you have got to be certified. So you got to, and those trainings will be things like food and safety, the ISO type, trainings, very corporate-like trainings, and there is a market there. Okay, so some people choose to be corporate trainers and they don't want to do individuals because they think that corporate trainers get paid better. And when somebody is a corporate trainer, you rarely hear about them because they're always, in the company. They don't need to promote themselves like Anthony Robbins style. Okay, those are more the personal development, right? Then the second one is a consultant. You're an ISO consultant, you're a performance consultant, you're an engineering consultant. So consultants tend to be more technical, right? So the key about being a consultant is you need to have the technical skills, right? And then you're a coach. I believe many of us on this platform, you're coaches, but what sort of coach are you? Are you a health coach, a life coach, a business coach, a life transformation coach? You got to know what sort of niche you're in, right? And then the next one, keynote speakers. There are people who just make a living out being a keynote speaker. So every time they speak, they're paid, if the big names, they are being paid like $1 million for an hour speech, If you are a beginner, maybe you're paid only a few thousand, but most professional keynote speakers, their fees are between 20,000 to 50,000 for a 1 hour keynote speech for a large company. Okay, right. So there are people who likes to be keynote speakers. Yeah. And then you can be a thought leader. So you are known to be somebody who is a visionary. Okay. And the modern word they use is a futurist. Okay. So a thought leader is somebody who knows about where the industry is heading. Okay. So it could be a thought leader about health, a thought leader about macroeconomics, a thought leader about the environment, right? Okay. So thought leaders, and you are very often interviewed as a thought leader, right? And the last one is the expert authority. Okay. So these tends to be people who write a lot of papers, medical papers, environment papers, science journal, and so on. So they are known as the expert authority on certain things, right? So generally, if you want to be a number one, it's hard to be a number one in everything, isn't it? So you got to choose your niche, okay? Right. So like for me, I choose to be a coach. Why? Because what gives me most pleasure is to transform people from where they are to where they want to be. So this is what I do. At the same time, I wear the consultant hat. So on my personal interest, I'm a coach. But on the BNI hat, because I know BNI very well, I've been involved in BNI for 21 years. I know the system and processes very well. So I become a consultant for BNI, okay? So those BNI leaders, they want to do their regions better. They hire me as a consultant. So this is the two hats I normally wear, And sometimes once in a blue moon, I get invited to do a keynote, but this is not what I do. I do not go and position myself, go and meet agencies, because there are agencies that market keynote speakers. I don't go and put my name with them because that's not really, where I want to focus in. Is this making sense? Okay, right. So can you now just for a quick, 30 seconds decide, okay, what is your number 1 and your number 2 positioning? So once you've done, okay, you can just, let's get 3 volunteers, okay? Just unmute yourself and say where you want to be, okay? Yeah, your positioning.
Hi.
Gurun?
Yeah, hi. So I'm definitely on the coach. That would be my number 1 because I think that's where I am better suited as of now. I was a corporate trainer earlier, but I think coaching is more personal. It's more from the heart, and I think I would be able to do a lot more because
Okay.
corporate training is very cold as compared to coaching that way. Yeah.
Good, thanks. Okay, next one. Who wants to share next? Nagaraj, is that you that's going to share next?
Yeah, of course. I too want to share something that actually I want to place myself in a transformational coach because I'm finding that the present generation, they are not putting up their full capacity. They are diverted in so many ways with the media and all that. So they are not using their, the mind power or their systems properly, and they fail in every field, right from the family to the finance to the career also. So I just want to motivate those category to put their effort to understand what their capacity and put their full efforts to put up their full capacity in whatever they do.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, can we have one of the ladies sharing? I know some of you are now typing things into the chat, but let's make it a bit more audio. Okay, let's get one of the ladies to share.
Hi,
Yeah,
Dr. Anna.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
So my number 1 positioning is mindset and transformational coach, and the second one is the corporate trainer.
Okay, so a coach first and then a corporate trainer as a second. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, and there was somebody else who also wanted to speak. We can have another one. Somebody else has now.
that was me, YP.
Okay. Yeah.
So my first positioning was coach. I go as a life coach, and my second option was to become a keynote speaker.
Okay, fantastic. You can see how different each of our interests is, isn't it? But does this help you clarity to focus on the area, on a certain areas, right? So how do you be the best at what you do, okay? And this is a formula I use all the time. I'm 100% sure that you've seen it before, okay? So the formula is be, do, have. Okay, right. So I take, for example, okay, it's my dream to always have, okay, I'm going to say this as a joke, okay? You know what's my dream? I'm lazy. I don't want to work too hard. So I want to have a coaching business with only 10 clients. But each client will pay me $100,000 a year. So with 10 clients, I make $1 million a year. It's a pretty good income. And I believe that I could be, I love traveling. I could go travel many places with just 10 clients. And I'll probably work with them 1 to 2 hours a month. Okay, right. So the formula is be, do, have. Okay, what is the person I need to be able to do the things in order to have $100,000 client? Is this making sense? So if you want to be a keynote speaker, what is the person I need to be in order to do the things I need to do to be able to have keynote, to be engaged as keynote speakers, right? So the have is the result you want. What are the things that you need to do? And then what is the person you need to be, okay? So in my example, who are the people who can afford 100,000 a year? So this must be the owners of, I would say, public listed companies. Their business turnover must be from minimum $20 million and above, right? So now I've got to study what sort of, what sort of knowledge I need to have, what sort of skills I need to have to be able to do the things that a $100,000 client wants me to do. Is this making sense? Yeah. Right. And this is a journey, okay? So being the best at what you do is a journey, and to have to always continuously upskilling yourself like what you're doing right now. Good. Okay. So is this useful in terms of knowing your positioning and the be, do, have formula? Okay. Are there any questions about this second thing, you know?
Guys, if anyone have a question, please raise your hand and YP will invite you to talk.
Yeah.
You can continue, YP.
Yeah, okay. And if you want, prefer to type, you know, into the thing, Lian, you just help me. If you type anything into the chat, you just ask those questions. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So
if
that's the
someone
second
types,
thing.
I will read it out for you, YP.
Okay. Okay. So the second thing, your positioning. Okay. So the third one is to know your niche. Your niche means that who are the people you are targeting at, you know, what niche, you know, is this. Okay. Let me share with you again the story. Okay. Where did I get the idea of having only 10 clients of 100,000? It wasn't my idea, but I learned it from one of my mentors. Okay. So this guy, he is also a business coach, and he's moved from UK and living in, you know, one of those nice places like Spain, Barcelona, you know, he's going there, and he's the one that's, you know, on this journey to having only 10 clients. So his clients nowadays is between 30,000 to 50,000. He's not got there yet, but he's already got a plan. Okay. So that was his journey. And what is his niche? So he sit down and think, who are the people who are struggling the most, needs a business coach, and can pay me. Okay. So the key thing is can pay me. Okay. Right. And he identified lawyers. So he's only got one niche. He helped lawyers, what do you call it, solopreneur lawyers. I mean, a lawyer that owns his own legal firm, how to set up systems to scale up the business without killing themselves, okay? Being overworked, meaning that, okay? So isn't he smart? So he identified a niche, okay, that he can serve, he can be an expert in, and they can pay him money. Okay, right? So I'm also learning from my mentor. So you got to know what your niche is, okay? Which are the people you want to serve? Don't be a generalist, be a specialist, okay? Right. So once you identify your niche, okay, you got to know what is their biggest pain point. Let me ask you, if you got a very, 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 very bad headache, as if you're going to die, are you going to go from one pharmacy to the next pharmacy to next pharmacy to find who sells the cheapest Panadol? Or are you going to go to the nearest pharmacy and buy Panadol and immediately take it? It's the nearest, isn't it? Okay. So why am I sharing this story? When you can help your client identify their biggest pain point, they immediately want the solution. Is this making sense? Okay. So many of the challenges in business in general, not only for coaches, is that people try to sell their products without identifying what the pain points are. Once you know what the pain point is, okay, yeah, once you identify what's your pain point and you identify what they desire most, then your job as a coach, trainer, consultant, or speaker is to bring them from where they are to where they want to be. And the formula I use is PPPL. I love formulas. PP is pain point, PL is promised land. So our job as a coach, consultant, trainer, or a speaker is to bring people from their biggest pain point, their PP, to the promised land where they want to be most. And if you can, you know, master this communication, help people get their pain points, get their solution, you know, that they really want, you know, you don't have to worry about getting customers ready. They'll be lining up in front of your door. Correct? Imagine if you're a pharmacy, the nearest pharmacy, and everybody has got headaches, they'll be queuing up to come and buy from you, right? And the good news is, the bigger the pain point or the bigger the problem, the more you'll be paid. If you think about a GP, a general practitioner, a normal doctor, versus a brain surgeon, who gets paid more? A normal doctor, a GP, or a brain surgeon? Of course, a brain surgeon. Why? Because the operation is more delicate. It takes more skills in order to solve a brain, a brain trauma or a brain tumor problem, correct? Whereas a GP just give cough mixture, Panadols, and so on. Okay, not running down GPs, but the problems is solved are generally smaller problems. Okay, so have this in mind. Okay, so you got to know what your niche is. Okay, what are the target markets you want to serve? Okay, right.
YP, there is a question from the audience.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
There's a question from the audience asking how.
Leon, you're muted.
Sorry. The question is how to identify their pain points in advance.
Okay, let's just get Abhishek to be. Can you speak, Abhishek? Can you unmute yourself? Yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah,
Hey,
Abhishek
hi,
has
hello
unmuted
everyone. Yeah, just can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes,
you,
sir.
Abhishek. Okay, so who are you? Who are you targeting? What do you do and who do you target?
Yeah, so right now, I'm a coach and I'm still trying to figure out my niche. I haven't figured out it yet. So like I'm starting from where, you know, I'm posting, like the general pain points which people have, for example, relationship issues, or people talking negatives more than the positives,
Okay.
not looking at the brighter side. So
Okay.
because I'm still trying to figure out what my niche is.
Okay.
So now, like when I'm talking to a client, not a probable client, let's say, right? And I tell him my transformation story.
Okay.
So I tell him my problems, and then I tell him, okay, how I basically resolve those challenges. But he or she may not have the same pain points that I have,
Yeah.
because of which I did the program and now I've become a coach, right?
Okay.
So they may not be able to relate or get connected with my story so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Right. Because
but
it's your
I
story, not their story. Okay. So normally, one of the strategies as a coach that you can use is basically, so I'm not going to ask you, I'm not going to role play with you, but I'm not going to get you answer. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, Abhishek, what do you really, really want in your life? You can see I use the emphasis. What do you really, really want in your life? Okay.
Yeah.
If money is not an issue, time is not an issue, resources is not an issue, what do you really, really want in your life? Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And then the next question I'm going to ask you is, what is
Okay.
stopping you from getting it? If it's so important to you, what's stopping you from getting it? Lack of money, lack of resources, lack of time, lack of skills. So everything they lack is their pain point, right? So if you want to make it a bit stronger, so I can say, Abhishek, what you want most in your life is to be able to spend time with your family. Okay, I just example. Okay, then you say, oh, I got lack of time, lack of money. Okay, good. So Abhishek, if spending time with your family is so important, how do you feel when you don't have money, don't have time, and you got to sacrifice spending time with your family? How does it make you feel? Terrible, isn't it? Really hurts inside, isn't it? Right? You see, this is what I'm doing to surface the pain point. Okay. Okay. Then you provide a solution. Abhishek, if I can help you in 3 simple steps to be able to get your finances and your time management in place, would you be interested? Yeah. So from the conversation, I know what your pain point is, and I know what your promised land is, to be spending more time with your family. Correct? So all my conversation will be geared towards that. Okay. Yeah. Is this making sense? Okay. Have you learned something from this little role playing with Abhishek? Okay.
Yeah.
If you have learned something, can you type type the letter A into the chat, okay, to say thank you to Abhishek for allowing us to all learn together. Okay. So Abhishek, everybody is giving you a letter A, which is a big round of applause for you. Okay. A stands for applause too. Good. Okay. So let's carry on. Okay. So the next one is tangible results. Okay. So remember, every time you meet a potential client, the biggest thing in their mind is, if I pay you, am I going to get results? Correct? no matter what business you're in, even if you sell shoes or even if you sell fruits, the customer say, hey, if I buy your oranges, is your orange going to be sweet or not? Correct. So that is always top of mind in your potential customer. So when you do your presentation or your pitching, you must be able to show you got to get them tangible results. Okay. So, Lian introduced me as a work less, earn more expert. So when I share with people my program, I show them the tangible results because I've got a fixed framework. So in your business, it is important for you to show a framework. Okay. So what do? I help business owners who are overwhelmed and frustrated to achieve time and financial freedom. So, I mean, in a normal short presentation, you're not going to go in detail, right? Okay. So from being overwhelmed and frustrated to achieving time and financial freedom, from struggling 60 hours a week to working to about 20 hours a week. And I'm sure all of you here want to work 20 hours a week, isn't it? Right? And where you got no system to finally feel that you're in control of your business. So this framework is a framework that addresses the pain point at the bottom and then the promised land, what they want at the top, right? So the pain point is, for many business owners, the pain point is being overwhelmed and frustrated. Wow, so many things to do. No time, rush. Correct? And then what is the promised land they want to be? Oh, time and financial freedom. I'm going to enjoy the money from my business and to be able to do things I love and spend time with my family. So correct? So your framework has got to show the journey from their pain point to the promised land. So it will take a bit of time, okay? So work with Lian, and other mentors that you have and develop this framework, okay? Because people like to see something visual. Otherwise, when you tell them, I'm going to help you, they cannot see it concretely. So having a visual like this is important. And the next thing, obviously, you need to have is testimonials, okay? So sometimes, the beginner coach, asks me, how YP, I'm new, how do I get testimonials, okay? So go and help somebody for free first. Go and help your friends. Go and help somebody and really help them get a transformation. And then the first testimonial will come, then the second, okay? So for example, this is just one testimonial from, one lady from Sweden, one of my clients, talk about helping her get her roadmap for her business, and people also want to see tangible results, okay? So this lady from Hong Kong, Kang Wei, you know her, okay? Yeah, in 12 months working with me and my team, her business has grown 400%, 4 times. And all of us would love our business to grow by 4 times, isn't it? Okay. So this is type of testimonials that you need to share so that people know, that you got a framework and you can help people get tangible results. Okay, right. Any questions or comments here? None? Okay.
No questions here.
Okay, good. Okay. So the next one is go about client experience. Okay, right. So, this Tom Peters, okay, is a very famous business guru. He's been around for ages. And how many of us, okay, but just by show of hands, okay, just show of hands like this. How many of us heard the formula, the secret for success or formula for success is under promise and over deliver? How many of us heard that? Okay. So I'm going to tell you this is old school, don't do it. Nowadays, if you under promise and over deliver, okay, you're not even going to get the contract. You're not even going to get the job. Why? So, for example, if you think about, I'm just going to use from Malaysia, okay, online store. So nowadays, online store will deliver between 3 to 5 working days. Correct? Okay, let me do this. Okay, 3 to 5 working days. So if you want to under promise, if the market is 3 working days, okay, and you go and tell people, oh, don't worry, come and buy from my online shop, I'll deliver to you in 2 weeks. Do you think you're going to get a contract? I'm going to deliver you in 2 weeks, and then I over deliver, I deliver it shorter. But even if you can deliver shorter, you will not have got a contract because everybody is doing 3 to 5 working days. So in this world right now, being so competitive, you can no longer under promise and over deliver. You got to do this. You got to over promise, over deliver. So remember, people deliver within 3 to 5 working days. So you promise to deliver in 2 days, but you actually deliver in 1 day. Can you name me one company that does that? Start with the letter A again.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Apple.
Amazon. Right. Amazon's business is on the premise that they would deliver within 24 hours. And they set up their logistics. Of course, they are a huge company. They set up a logistic, okay, all their, what do you call that, their depots to be able to deliver within 24 hours. And it's just not only huge companies, you talk about Shopee in Singapore, where they deliver groceries. They promise you that if you order grocery from Shopee, it's an online shopping portal, they will deliver your grocery in 2 hours. Can you see how competitive the market is nowadays? So you got to always think as a business owner, how can you overpromise, overdeliver? I mean, sorry, overpromise and overdeliver, okay? Right. Okay. So, and as a coach, what you can overdeliver is, your time, okay? Right. So imagine you go to a company and say, hey, this is my consultation. I'll come in 3 times to help you get everything implemented. But you see they are slow. And they say, okay, your 3 times is up, but I'm going to come in, I'm going to give you another bonus 2 times to make sure that you implement well. Or after a coaching program, you come back 3 months later and say, hey, I'm going to give you a refresher course. For those people who participate, you have to pay me extra. I'm going to give you a refresher course to make sure that the execution of things that you've learned is well done. So what you're doing is you're helping the company get results beyond just the training or the coaching or the consulting. Okay, because every company wants results. So again, then you will be seen as very different from a competitor because you are customer centric, you are results focused, and you're willing to give them free things, right? Right. So just an example is I've got a client that hired me as a consultant, and I've been working for them for 2 years already. Okay, so this is my $50,000 client. Okay, right. And because they're such a good clients, and when it came to a point where I identified that they got a major problem, and it's a nationwide major problem, I said, okay, right, I'm going to do for you a 1-day training. You don't have to pay me anything extra. 1-day training, bring all your consultants in, I'll do the training for you for free. And 1 day, we fix the whole nationwide problem, rather than tell them, hey, you go and fix it yourself, correct? So this is the over-deliver thing, right? So these are all just examples I'm going to give you on how to over-deliver, okay, right? Yeah, you got to give them more than they expect, okay? So the next one is collaboration, okay? One of the reasons why business owners, and especially coach, consultant, trainers, and speakers, we work so hard is because we try to do everything ourselves, okay, right? So the next time I'm going to show you, these are my coaches, my own, okay, so these are my own consultant, my own coaches, my own mentors, people I go to give me advice on how to run my business well, okay? So this is the whole spectrum over here. So I know that, I need a lot of different expertise to help me get my business to the next level. Do you think that my clients also need that? But my client only hire me, isn't it? Just YP alone is not good enough. I can't help them solve every single problem they have. So what is my business model? My whole business model is based on collaboration. So my clients can go and meet my my mentors, gurus, and coaches. Okay, so they can go and meet them and consult them. So what I do is I collaborate with my, the people who coach, consult, and train me. And we work out a way that I can, get my clients to also get trained, coach, or consulted with them. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. So who are the people they can be partner with in a symbiotic, win-win relationship, right? And last Thursday, most of you may have, come across, me and Lian. Okay, we collaborated, and I have my my live show, okay? And I think Kang Wei, you were there, right? Okay, right? So we've got a live show, people attended, right? And so this is that collaboration. Who can you collaborate with? And the interesting thing is that whenever we collaborate, if you are the one that initiate the collaboration, it's got to be something that is beneficial for the other person, more beneficial for the person than you. Okay, right. So for example, I asked Lian and said, hey, Lian, can you make me an editor of your Facebook page? Because, I want people to be able to go to your Facebook page, not my Facebook page, but to your Facebook page to look at this. Okay, right. So are there any questions about this, this part about collaboration? So Gita asked, you need sound. Yeah.
YP collaboration is a relatively new idea for the super coaches. I can see the faces as well. Maybe you can share some experiences and how it actually works and how they can break the ice and think about collaborating. I'm sure people are thinking, I'm still new. Can I collaborate with someone? Who can I collaborate with? Maybe say something that they would understand this concept in a very simple way.
Okay, so sometimes, the coaches is that we always think that if another coach has got my client, that coach will steal my client away, okay? This is a typical mindset of a coach, okay? Because actually the coaching consulting world, trainer world is very competitive, okay? That's the mindset. So what you need to do is like within the SuperCoach community, okay, working with Lian, okay, start to develop an abundance mindset. And what Lian is doing is to build a community of people with an abundance mindset. And among this community here, okay, as you get to know each other a bit better, there's a bit more trust, go and start doing small projects together, okay? Is it a month ago? A month ago, I did my business mastery deep dive, okay? So it's a one-day program. And who do I collaborate with? I collaborate with my coach, my own business coach, who has been coaching me for about 7-8 years, okay? He is reluctant to do it, but I force him to do it, and I get him to share about things that I'm not expert at. For example, the fastest way to grow a business is through mergers and acquisition. That's not my strength. But he came in and he teach people how to do mergers and acquisition, M&As, okay? So an M&A would actually reduce the time of your business expansion by 4 times. So this was the biggest takeaway of my clients, because I could never have taught them M&As, but my business coach could, okay? And then at the end of the day, me and my business coach, we are just helping each other. There's no financial whatever. So in the business, in the one-day business mastery deep dive, okay, I gave them my business coaches contact, emails and so on, and they could approach him directly with no financial gain with me, because I believe in long term. Okay. In other ways, my business coach could also send clients my way. Yeah, things that he doesn't do, he's more into the financials. Things that he doesn't do, he can send to me, and people wanting to go M&As, I can send to him. Okay, so this is how we collaborate. A lot of trust is there. Okay. Does that answer? So we got some questions here. I noticed about that. You need a sound support staff, right? Yep. Our support staff, is the most important. I think I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things without a strong support staff. Okay. And ask me the question at the very end in the Q&A. I'm going to elaborate a bit more about support staff. Right. Fatima, you got a question about pain points. So what's your question?
Hi, YP. Yes, my question is, especially when I'm doing my discoveries, I'm struggling with this problem of getting to the real pain point. And I love the way you explained it. What is really, really, really that you want? And then if you had the money and the time, and the client will obviously now search for that and see what it is. So how do you come across and get him to realize that you are the one that's going to help him in this specific? So I have a problem getting to that point. Can you help me with that, please?
Okay. Let me just share 3 definitions first, okay, before answering a question, okay? What's the difference between a speaker trainer? Okay, a speaker trainer, there's A, B, a mentor, and C, the coach. A speaker, a trainer, a lecturer is somebody with knowledge and sharing. Okay, so like right now it's like I'm acting as a speaker, a trainer, a lecturer, a teacher. Okay, this is the role. Okay, it's usually one directional. Okay, right. Second one is a mentor. So what does a mentor do? A mentor is somebody with experience. So somebody that mentors another person is somebody with the experience helping another person with less experience. That's a mentor.
Right.
And the highest level, which is the most difficult level, is a coach. A coach does not give solutions. The job of a coach is to ask the right question that the person you are coaching will say, oh gee, I never thought of that, you know. So when the minute somebody says, oh gee, I never thought about that, oh now the solution is so obvious, then you've done your job well as a coach. You ask the right questions to surface the answers. Is this making sense so far, everybody? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So if you're a coach, you know, that is what you need to do, okay? So you got to keep on asking questions until they realize what their pain points are. And you want to know a secret? Okay. There are only two things, if you think about it, and then you give me a thumbs up, okay? If you agree that this is right, okay? There are only two things that all of us human beings want. Only two things. Number one, we want to feel safe. We want to feel safe. So if you are in a war-torn place, feeling safe is making sure that the bomb doesn't land on top of you, okay? But most of us are not in that situation right now, isn't it? So for us, the safety is to know that our financial future is safe. That as we grow older, we never have to worry about money, okay? The financial safety, for most people, tend to be the number one, okay? And the number two that we all want is to feel good.
Yes.
And where does the feel good come from? For most people, is to be able to look after their loved ones, to give the best things in life. So you ask a lot of questions drill down, you know, you ask people, why are you in business? Oh, I want to make more money. Why do you want to make more money? Because I want to buy things from my parents. You know, so you ask us questions. You always done how to do things. They want to make sure their financial security is there, and they want to feel good to be able to, you know, go back and help people. So usually it's helping your loved ones or family. Or the second type of people, you know, is they want to give back to humanity.
Okay.
You know, like Richard Branson, he organized a Plan B, a group of successful business owners, with the idea that these people will be able to shift the world, change the world, because they got more money than they can ever spend already. So what do you do with excess money? Go make a difference in the world. Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So remember this: feel safe and feel good. If you can bring down to their realization to these two questions, to these 2 points, then you've identified their pain points. We're stopping them from getting these two things, and the solution is, the pleasure, the promised land they want to be is to feel safe, feel good. So Fatima, is this making sense or not?
Yeah, it is making sense. Definitely,
Yeah.
it's making sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I finished about collaboration, and then the next one is, oops, give me a second. Yeah. Okay. This is still about collaboration. Okay. This is one of my consultancy business. Let's say if any of you are a consultant, and somebody says, you know, Nagaraj, I've got a big 1 million contract with you. And my biggest pain point or biggest problem is I've got all these toxic waste, radioactive, and I don't know what to do with them. Can you help me? What will most of us do? I can't help you too because I know nuts about toxic waste management, isn't it, right? So you see, all of us have got our specialty area and we're all limited. And the reason why we can't take the contract is because we work alone. I want to reinforce the power of collaboration. So this consultancy, I'm part of an international group, okay? They've got 700 consultants worldwide, and they're just coming into the Asia Pacific. It's called Expense Reduction Analyst. You can go and Google them. Their platform is this. I can capture any contract I want, even a toxic waste management, because their company's model work on collaboration. So once I get a contract, I'll give HQ a call and say, hey, who are the toxic waste management people, specialists that you have? And they'll refer me to another consultant. And actually, there's a consultant in Denmark that specializes on nothing but toxic waste management. So now, in order to serve my client, I just work with this other consultant, and together, both of us will handle this project. He from the technical side, me from the CRM side, looking after the customer side. It's as simple as that. And we profit share 50-50. So can you imagine that, So now because we collaborate, I can get 50% or whatever the fees is. Otherwise, if I try to do it alone, I get 0%. I'd rather have 50% than 0%, isn't it? And then all for let's say this contract for 2 years, for 2 years, this partner of mine, just a temporary partner, will look after the execution. Can you see how powerful a collaboration business model is? Okay, right. So yeah, so this is what I want to share. Okay, right. So start thinking about having, not thinking about small pies, but thinking about bigger pies, how to have bigger pies because we work together. And this is a fantastic community that Lian has started, the SuperCoach community. This will be the starting point of building the trust and working together. Okay, right. So the next one is community. You please bear with me first. Your clients don't want to be your client. You scratch your head. What do you mean my clients don't want to be my client? Because somebody being your client or your customer is transactional, right? So if I get somebody to be my client, the word client or my customer is they pay me money, I give my service or product. That's the end of the story, correct? The new currency is called community. People want to feel they are part of a community. They don't want to feel that they are just a client, okay, right? So you can see now, all different businesses, like if you talk about Apple, do you know the people who have got Apple products, got an iPhone and so on, they are so proud to be part of the Apple community, isn't it? Right? Right? There are the clubs and so on, okay? Right. So you got to make sure that, whatever business you're in, you put them into a Facebook group. So this is my Facebook group for the Work Less Earn More community. So my clients go into there. And this is just the public one. So I would say this is pardon me for using the word, a lower level one. So, they just get people together, they're part of the community, educate them, give them some free training, but they feel good to be part of a community, right? In Australia, I live in Australia, I love property development. I went to do a course called I Love Real Estate, and there is I Love Real Estate community. Every month, they have gatherings, and they talk about property investment, and the more experienced investors will share with each other, okay? I belong to another community called I joined How to Speak Well. Okay, so in Australia, I joined to pick up my speaking skills from an organization called Speakers Institute. So in every major city, every month, they've got a Speakers Institute, a meeting where I meet my fellow graduates. And this is a community where we help each other become better speakers. And this is not run by the company, these are run by the graduates themselves. So you can see people want to feel belong in communities. So the secret, okay, right? The secret of you building your, here what I say is your raving fan, is to build your community, right? And if you have got high, as coaches, consultants, trainers, speakers, if you've got high, what do I say, higher ticket clients or the higher paying clients, you're going to put them in a special community also. So this is my community or my top clients. Okay, so this is the mastermind group. Once a month I do a mastermind group for them, and these are from Thailand, from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from India, from Uganda, from Taiwan, and from Sweden, all over the world. Okay, same as Lian. Okay, when you put people together and then you discuss ideas and you help them build relationships. So for example, one of them here is from the Philippines. He's got wine for diabetes, for people with diabetes, the diabetic wine, okay, right? So the person in Sweden is in a health products. Already they're talking about bringing their products into Europe, okay? So when you've got, people who are successful and you bring them together and let them network and build this environment of trust where they help each other. So beyond your coaching, your consultancy, they're also helping each other leverage on their network to expand their business. Is this making sense? Okay, right. So instead of having just individual clients, you have to build communities. And this is the currency of the future. People want to feel belong to groups, okay? Right. And you, of course, got to nurture them, okay? So okay, good time. So I'm going to sum up by saying these are the 7 secrets, okay, to be a highly paid, coach, consultant, trainer, or speaker. Number 1, you got to be authentic. Yeah, people want to know your genuine self, okay, right? Positioning, what do you want to be, okay? And I've covered the 6 different areas. The niche is who are you serving, okay? Clarity is, what's the pain point in the promised land, okay? The client experience, you got to over-promise and over-deliver. Collaboration is the win-win partnerships, okay? And the last one is community, okay, right? Okay. So out of these, 7, can we just spend about 30 seconds to, maybe give you 1 minute, since you've got time, 1 minute, out of these 7, what do you think is the most important thing you're going to focus on? If you just listen to me, for these 30 minutes, and then after that, forget all this, it's not going to help you. But if you just focus on 1, so everybody just choose 1, what is the 1 thing that you're going to focus on? Okay, so take another 30 more seconds to decide, and then we're going to unmute, and we're just going to hear which is the one you've chosen and why. Okay. Okay, while you are choosing it, I'll see whether I can find the book right behind me here.
I hope YP has got you guys thinking, going, I can see the thinking faces, right? Just YP, over to you.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing the slides, okay? So I'm going to ask you, okay, just have a few, some of us are doing the sharing, okay? Right. Okay, so who wants to go? So I think the easiest, if you just press the raise the hand, okay? So Gita is going to go, followed by Fatima, okay? So yeah, so use the, Zoom has got this function that you can raise your hand so that you can go by sequence, okay? So, okay, I tell you what, just now Gita raise her hand, isn't it? So get Gita first, and then you go by Fatima next, okay? So Gita, what's the one?
Hi, I was talking about be authentic. I guess that is the most important thing, because if you need to build trust, you need to be authentic. See, if I am myself, I will remain myself forever. And if I fake to be someone else, maybe I'm very impressed by what you said just now, and I try to emulate you. I may learn from you, but I have to still sort of incorporate the learnings and be myself, take the best from you, but be myself, so that I remain genuine. And when I'm genuine and when I'm authentic, people are going to trust me more. And I think the basis of any business has to be trust. A person has to trust the other person to get into any sort of liaison with the other person. So I guess being authentic is very important.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that very powerfully shared. Thanks, Gita. Okay, so you got Fatima next.
Thank you, YP. So my what I'm going to focus on is clarity, because I feel if you can get the pain point of the client, the client figures out that you really understand him, and that's where the trust will come, and he'll want to put his give you the opportunity to help him. So I feel if you get the pain point, it's the heart to the client, and you can get your client. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fatima. Well shared. Thanks. Okay. So Ansuya.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for this lovely presentation you've given us and all the explanation. So for me, I think I'm still at the point of niche. So I'm still trying to narrow down. So I need to focus on that for now. My niche. It's too wide. So, yeah. So I understand the value of it. Thank you.
Okay, good. And sometimes finding your niche is the most difficult, because all of us, we are multi-talented, isn't it? We are good at so many things, so it's so hard to choose, right? Yeah. So, one of the ways is, what do your friends most tell, people who you trust, what do they say the most about you? You just think, what is the most common things that they know about you, okay? Right.
YP Borun has his hand up.
Borun, yeah.
Hi, YP. I wanted to ask you, is there a way that a person can choose the wrong niche and spend a lot of time possibly pursuing something which, because I think even in my case, I've given a lot of thought behind my niche. And I kind of wonder, am I choosing the right niche? Is
Okay.
this what I'm best suited for? What is your take on that?
Okay, just give me 1 second because since two of you have already got the that question. Okay, I'm going to share with you something that I help my clients do. Okay. Gee, where's that? Sorry, just give me 1 second, okay? So this is one methodology that can help you determine. Okay, I'm not able to get it out. Give me 1 more second. Yeah. Some of you may have heard. How many of you have heard of the term called ikigai? Can I get this to be bigger? Just oops, no. I'm trying to get this to be as big as possible. No, it's not allowing me to do that. Give me 1 second. What's happening? Okay. Okay, good. So this is something, this is one exercise you can do, okay?
YP, we are still not seeing your screen if you have
yeah.
shared. Okay, now it's coming.
You see this ikigai chart?
Yes.
Okay, good, okay. So, and you just go and Google the word ikigai, you can get a chart, Google image, you come out, okay, right? Yeah. Don't buy the book because the book talks a bit more higher level, okay? But this is very basic, okay? So, this ikigai thing is the meaning of ikigai is your true purpose or your reason for being. Okay, it sounds very spiritual, but this is what it means. Okay, so if you want to do a business, okay, first thing is, what do you love? So all of us the same thing, we love helping people. Okay, so you're passionate about it. Okay, right. Then I always say the next question is, what are you good at? I love teaching people how to play the violin, but I'm lousy at violin. Every time I play the violin, all the cats and dogs in my village run away. Do you think I can be a violin coach? You cannot, isn't it? Okay. So this is the first two important. What you got to be passionate about and what you're good at. Okay, right. Then the third thing is, what does the world need? Okay. So what you love animals. You're good at teaching dogs to jump over hoops. But does the world need that? Does the world need more dogs to jump over hoops? No, isn't it? So you cannot have a business out of that, right? Okay, right. So what does the world need? Okay, so whatever you want to represent is something that the world needs. And then the fourth thing is what you can be paid for. Okay, right. So I'm passionate about helping people. I'm good at helping people manage their time, manage their finance, and manage their business. Okay, that's my skill sets. Okay, so what does the world need? Do they need time management? They need their better business skills and better financial planning. Yes, they do. And then the third one is what can I be paid for? So you can Google, are there other trainers, coaches, that's making money from time management, from financial management and from business, being a business coach? Yes. So when these four things intersect, okay, this is your ikigai. This is the perfect business, okay? Ansuya, if you're looking for your niche, go through this exercise. And I am an engineer, okay? I'm a civil engineer by background. So I do things very logical. I'll take an Excel spreadsheet and write down 10 things I love, 10 things I'm good at, 10 things the world needs, and 10 things that the world is willing to pay. And then I say, oh, which one is the same? I highlight. The one that fits into all four, that's my niche. Okay, so this is a very practical tool. And I tell you, if you find something that is into 4 areas, your business is going to skyrocket. Okay, good. And just now I ran away to get
Thank you, YP. That was very useful. Thank you.
Yeah. You know this book, The Coaching Habit, okay? You must buy this book, okay? If you're a coach consultant, let's see, how do I do this? Okay, I'm going to spotlight myself, okay? Right. Okay. So this is a book that teaches you how to ask questions. Yeah, how to ask the right questions as a coach. Okay, good.
That definitely looks like a very interesting read, YP.
Yeah. Hey, Lian, it was Ragulan that introduced us, isn't it?
Yes.
So do these people know about Pick a Book?
I would have mentioned once, but I think a lot more awareness needs to be created. Yeah.
Yeah. So leaders are readers. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna undo my oops. Okay. So this is real. This is the library behind me of my physical books. Nowadays, I get more books in a Kindle version because I travel. So easier to carry the digital version. Okay. So lots of books. Okay. Right. So why am I sharing this with you? Not to impress you, Remember the be, do, have, right? Who must you be in able to do the things to have the type of clients you want? Yeah. So a lot of reading, I actually watch about on average per week, maybe about 15 minutes or even 30 minutes of television. Because what my passion is, I want to learn. Why do I want to improve myself? Because I want to be able to help more people. Okay, so what's your driving force, right? Okay. Okay, I better go back to my virtual background. Okay, right. Okay, so any more questions? What other questions is coming in? Any more questions?
Geeta has one question. Geeta, you have to unmute.
We were talking about the pain. Like, I understand you ask questions and you probably help the person to understand where that pain area is. But there are a lot of people who live in a denial mode. They don't want to accept that there is pain. And, there's some sort of a delusional world that they live in. So what do you do? They will not give you the right answers, even if you ask the best questions. And I have some people like that around me.
Okay, my answer is going to sound a bit tricky, okay? My direct answer is, if somebody is in such strong denial, then it's not your job to change their mind. You only want to serve people who wants to have a better life, people who are ready to be transformed, correct? Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
the only people that you really want to change their mind, and sometimes they're the hardest, is family.
What happens is when, their family also tells me that he needs some help. So, you want to sort of reach out and sort of help the family to be able to fix that one particular person who thinks he's the best, he's God, and the rest are all, the devils around him. So, what do? You just leave him aside and forget about him.
No, that's why I said,
family suffers.
It's easier for the public to just ignore, but I say the hardest people to just leave them alone is family members,
Yeah, so it's basically the family of this person who sort of planned that I get to meet this person and do it. So when I try to talk
I'm not talking about somebody, the family member. I'm talking about your own family.
No, I'm not talking about my family.
Yeah. I'm saying that, if it's your own family, you still got to persist to try to help them because there's family. But if it's somebody else's family,
what if that family is that, it's my student's family. I've been a teacher. So this girl gets married to a person and she's got a lovely family, a boy and a girl, very happy. But the husband has an issue, which is very obvious, because of which my student and her kids are suffering. So they had approached me to sort of, do a personality assessment for him and sort of get to ask him a few questions so that he understands and he accepts his pain point. But he doesn't want to do that. So I just leave him. But if I leave him, my student and her kids suffer. So it's a sort of a moral dilemma that I am in.
So then it depends on yourself. Okay, what do you want to be? If you want to be a business owner and serve people, you got to just leave it and continue serving people. If you want to be a social worker and rescue that family, then you be a social worker and you spend all your energy with that person at the expense of your business.
Okay. So make a choice.
Yeah, you got to.
Got it. Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So you got Borun and Ansuya again, okay? And the rest of you, please ask questions. Yeah, don't let them dominate, okay? Go. Borun, yeah.
Hi, YP. I'm actually in the process of buying the book that you're talking about just now.
Okay.
So, all right. So I'm going to do that in 2 minutes. But my question to you is this: I'm just beginning coaching. So how can I get about into collaboration? Or now is the best time, or should I wait till I establish myself? Maybe coach a few, because I haven't coached a single person as of now. So should I wait for, say, about 6 months, a year before I even think about collaborating, or is now the right time to start? What is your advice on that?
Actually, there's no right or wrong time. If there's already somebody that's, okay, let's say Borun, you and me, we are both new coaches. We've never ever. Okay. So I want to say, I never ever have a client before. Hey, Borun, can I coach you in time management? And return, what's your expertise, Borun?
So, oops, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So
just give an expertise, okay?
Say spirituality.
Spirituality, okay. So Borun, let's collaborate. I'm going to teach you about time management. You're going to teach me about spirituality, okay? And we'll be each other's clients, Yep, okay, right. And I'm going to help you in such a way that you're going to get amazing results, and you're going to do the same for me. Is that a good way to collaborate?
Brilliant. That's a brilliant.
And then at the end of it, I'm going to write you, a fantastic testimonial. I'm going to put it on your Facebook page. I'm going to put it in your LinkedIn recommendation. And I'm going to even do a video to say how good you are. Would you love it?
I never thought about it that way, but that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's how we collaborate first one. Okay, right. Yeah.
Thank you so much, YP. That really makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Ansuya, I thought you had your hands up just now. No? Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. I think what Barun asked was something I want to ask, but there's also something to share also with Geeta, and that is, or with everybody. And that is, in my experience so far, what I found is when people come with problems with other people, like, other people giving them problems, then I feel it's good to coach them, because in the end, nobody outside of us gives us problems. We ourselves have to, manage the problems and learn how to manage them. I would rather tell them, come coach with me. Why don't you coach with me, and we'll work through how you can manage the situation or how you can handle the problem. So that's something I want to share.
So Dinali, I'll be with you in a second. Okay. So I just want to speak to into this topic. All of us have got a calling. Okay. a message that we want to give that we really believe in, and it's all going to be different. And all of us choose that calling or that message because we believe in it. Okay. I've got a mental health business. Okay, this is my social entrepreneurship. All model about non-for-profit organization is they go around begging for money, begging for donations. The new model is that you have a business that generates income so that the non-for-profit organization can have they're independently funded to do things. Okay, so I started something like that in the Philippines. Okay, it's called Healthy Mind Solutions, helping poor people get mental health care. And one of our consultants, okay, Charlene Lucas, she's a psychologist, and she chose the most difficult area to help people who are traumatized, being raped, being in a family, being abused in a family. All this trauma that's a specialty area. She go all the way to the US to learn how to handle all these difficult cases. Gee, you ask me would I want to handle that? No, I would probably cry all the time, right? But she does that. But does it affect her? It does. But she says that I feel so much for these people that this is the area I want to specialize in. So coming back to Gita's problem, comment. It depends on what your calling is. If you feel that this is what you really want to do, go ahead and put all your heart and passion into it. Okay, but also take care of yourself. Right? Make sure that you don't get your clients to emotions or the negativity affect you too much. Okay, right? It will affect, but don't let it affect too much. You got to know how to counterbalance. Okay, right? Good. Dinili?
I just want to ask you, we as new coaches, how can we compete with experienced coaches who have been in the industry for years?
Okay. So I'm going to use the example of Anthony Robbins again. Okay, so let's say on a scale of success as a coach, we are step 1. Anthony Robbins is at step 5 out of 5 steps. Okay, right? So there are people who feel step 5 coaches are beyond them, too high level. Cannot be able to spend more time with them. So a level 1 client will look for a level 1, level 2 coach. Is this making sense? Yeah. That's how I first started also, started small and then get bigger and bigger and bigger clients, okay? So all of us, as long as you're authentic and you tell people, I can help you with this, I can't help you with that, you're going to draw your own crowd. And the magic for me, I find, is that, be client-centric. All you do is helping your client get the best results. And when you're focused on that, automatically they'll stay with you, okay? Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
So I say some of my clients have been with me for, I haven't started coaching as a profession for long. I've been doing it, although in BNI I've been doing it for 30 years, but on a non-BNI thing, I've been doing it only for about 2-3 years. No, not 2-3 years. 2015 was 7 years only. Yeah. But one thing I ask you, can you sense the authenticity and the genuineness that I want to help people? Can you sense that? Yeah. And this is your most powerful tool as a coach, consultant, speaker, or trainer. Okay, right. Yeah. Your empathy for your clients, your genuineness, wanting to help people, right? Okay.
So YP, we are coming close to the 1.5 hour mark. I would like to ask you guys to make the most out of these sessions. Don't go back with questions, unanswered questions in your mind. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 more questions before we wind up. So please make the most out of it.
How long have you been going already?
1.5 hours, YP.
Oh, 1.5 hours already. Okay.
Lian, we have one more question from Zishan. How to get clients?
How to get clients?
You want the cheap way or the expensive way? The expensive way is to use social media. Okay, that's the expensive way. Okay, right. The cheaper way is work through your warm market first. Okay, yeah. So all my clients initially are from my warm market, people who know me, trust me, like me. Yeah. Okay. And don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to what do you call it? To try to get a base, okay? No, I've never ever shared this before, but if I share it, don't laugh, okay? So it was in 20. What year are we in? 22, 21. Okay, end of 2020 when I attended a workshop. Okay, it's called COC, Creator of Online Courses. So this company teaches you how to create online course so that you can outreach to more people. So I went and learned the course, and then they teach me that I need to have a 2-day boot camp. Okay, but then they say initially, because nobody know you, you make it very cheap. So I can't imagine myself, my first boot camp, I charge people only $7 USD. $7 USD, but that's what I charge, and I had about 97 people sign up. So it was a good class, 97 people sign up, and I just poured my heart and just shared and thought. But guess what? That $7 clients, okay, gave me such fantastic testimonials. And that became the starting point of my business, okay? Why am I charging for the same thing now? I'm charging $497. Okay, but the time is, I thought, oh gee, I'm underselling myself, yeah. But then, yeah. So initially, I would say being a coach, consultant, speaker, trainer is a journey, and you build up your credibility, okay, right? So I work with Kang Wei, and recently in the last 1 year, he increased his price 4 times because he changed from Malaysian ringgit to USD, which is about 4 times plus, because he didn't have the confidence that high. But he was telling me, okay, Kang Wei, sorry, I just because of time, I'm going to share your story. Yeah. So, I told him, don't be worried, you just, instead of Malaysian ringgit, you just put it to USD and your customers will come. And they came. I said, oh gee, all these years I've been undercharging. So start small and slowly increase. Yeah. Make sense? So Divili, is that okay with you? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
YB, it has been an amazing evening. I think all the things that you have said, simple but very, very, very powerful things. And I think topics like collaboration, it's the first time that we are talking on this forum. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions after, and probably I might have to bring you one more time as well. Anything that you would like to say on the closing notes before we move forward?
I would say that, already you are a community on a wonderful platform. And if you want to collaborate further, go back to Lian and ask him, who can I collaborate with? How can I collaborate with people within a community, and take that as a start. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lian, for the honor and the privilege to be here.
Thank you, YP, so much for taking this invitation and coming to SuperCoach community. On behalf of everyone here, it's a true privilege to have you here. And I'm sure our members would also reach out to you and start following you to learn more about how to work less and earn more, something that everyone would love to do. And I would also like to mention to all the people here, I've just posted the link of the SuperCoach community Facebook group. I know we are connected on the WhatsApp group, but not everyone is actually on the Facebook group. Please start following, because the recording of this would only be available on the Facebook group, right? And you guys can actually listen to it again, and there'll be so many things happening in the Facebook group as we go ahead as well. Before we end up, I want to make a quick introduction to another gentleman who would take this stage again on another week and share something that you guys have probably not even heard about, or you've heard about, but you have no idea what it is. Something so powerful, something that can really change your life. I'm not going to burst the bubble and start talking about it. Let me introduce Kang Wei to to speak about something that he's going to talk about in the coming week. And I will leave the official introduction to Kang Wei for later. But Kang Wei, the floor is yours. If you can take about 5 minutes, talk to the SuperCoach community. We are only seeing about 10%, 20% of the people here, but then again, they would be seeing you in the recordings as well. Tell us what to expect next time when we have you as a speaker to address the community.
Right, thank you, Len. Thank you. First thing first, YP, great sharing again. Learned so much today. And hello, everyone. I'm Kang Wei, and I'm from Malaysia, and I'm a certified law of attraction facilitator. So what I do actually help business owners to focus on what they want, because most of the time we know what we do not want. You see, the misconception about law of attraction is this: if I'm gonna tell you to do this here, don't think of an elephant. Don't think of an elephant. So what are you doing right now? Yes. So if you're thinking of elephant, congratulations, you've just perfected the law of attraction. You're starting to manifest something that you don't like, something that you do not want. So what I do, I actually helps you to change the words that you're using from this negative contrast, something that you don't like, to something that you want. That means the clarity part. And you were able to use to allow this law of attraction to start manifesting your desire. And that's what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Kang Wei. So Kang Wei is a great coach. I've been knowing him for some time, just like YP Lai. He's coming from all the way from Philippines. He's been coaching people around the world. Once again, guys, you guys would be so lucky to hear from this gentleman, because just spending half an hour with him have changed my life, have changed the way I look at things, have changed my vibrations, right? So as coaches, what he's going to be sharing with you is going to be something really interesting. So keep in touch with the SuperCoach community, check the group, interact, so you would know when Kang Wei is going to talk to us, just like YP did today. So thank you very much, Kang Wei, for taking that invitation, and thank you, YP, for joining us today. Before ending today's session,
before ending, then sorry, I forgot. Yes. I promised to give them a free copy of my book.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. So you see the QR code behind me. Can you just help spotlight me, Lian? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So you'll just take a picture of the QR code, and with the QR code, you can get a copy of my book. Okay, plus my LinkedIn and other contact details. Okay. Right.
And YP, later on, if you can even send me a link to that, I can share it in the Facebook group as well as the WhatsApp group of the SuperCoach community.
Okay,
share
I'll
it with
do that.
everyone. Thank you so much for that.
You.
And once you guys we are done today, please drop feedback on or your testimonial for today's session in the community, in the WhatsApp group, via a short video or a text, so you can inspire everyone else also to come to the Facebook group, listen to today's session, and be inspired. If you guys want to say a big thank you for YP before we end today's session, please unmute your mic and just express your gratitude. Floor is yours, guys. We're winding up in a couple of minutes. Thank you, YP, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, YP. I really got some value today, and I'm so grateful that I got to be on this platform with you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
much.
Yeah, thank you. It's been it's amazing how simply you put everything, and yet it's so like Lian said, we also felt that you gave so much value in such simple way. Like amazing. Thank you.
YP, you've been absolutely amazing. I've never seen your personality like you. You're so genuine, you're so simple, and it touched my heart. Every single point that you made so much of sense and gave us so much of clarity. Thank you so much. You've been brilliant.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, YP. Thank you, Lian. It was really, really insightful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, YP. It was really simple and it was really easy to understand. It brought a lot of value to our lives as coaches. Thank you so much. And Lian, thank you for bringing him on.
Yeah, thank you, Lian. That's been brilliant.
He's the best.
Thank you.
Bye, Ron.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Seeing you.
Bye, everybody.
Looking forward to the
Bye-bye.
law of attraction classes.
See you. Bye-bye.
Wanting to leave the meeting.
Gita, you're still up.